Hi, I'm John from jstarts.com, a professional clinical trial programmer and biostatistician. Welcome to my course, Statistical Data Analysis with SAS. In this lecture, I'll briefly introduce you to SAS and why we choose SAS. For those of you who have been exposed to SAS, you may skip this lecture. Now, what is SAS? SAS stands for Statistical Analysis System. We help organizations turn large amounts of data into knowledge they can use. An explanation quoted from SAS website that explains that SAS is a statistical analysis tool used for analytics, and from which we know that data analytics is what SAS is good at. In fact, SAS is predominant in many fields among other tools. But what is analytics? Analytics is the discovery, interpretation, and communication of meaningful patterns in data. Data analytics is used in many ways. It can be used to help reduce costs, to support better decision making, to improve customer service, or to perform target marketing. In this slide, it shows you the popularity of analytics tools. And the chart on the left-hand side is a survey about analytics tools used by respondents in 2015. We see that SAS is among the top 3 of all the analytic tools. We might have heard of R or SPSS. They're all good analytic tools, but I will point out some advantages that SAS possesses over other tools. On the right-hand side, it's a chart showing that the strength of different solution providers. And we see that among all the solution providers, SAS is a leader in predictive analytics and machine learning field that provides both strong strategy and offering. So now you have a bit of idea of what SAS is and what is the major difference between SAS and R. Let's continue this topic. Why SAS? There are many choices for data analytics out there, and many of them are excellent tools as I've just mentioned. For instance, Python, R, or even Excel. Here I'm trying to give you a justified reason why SAS is chosen over others. If you have a little or no background in programming, I believe SAS is most suitable for you because it is the easiest one among the 3 tools: SAS, R, and Python. And R requires a prolonged learning curve, no doubtly, whereas Python is more for data scientists that have strong IT background who also work with unstructured data. This is the major difference between Python and R. SAS has the capability to process large amount of data with high efficiency, and it is highly flexible because of the way it processes the data. It reads and processes a record one by one, and so that you have a very precise control on the flow. SAS is also fully commercialized, as I mentioned earlier, meaning that it has a strong team of scientists behind the scene to validate every single statistical package it is published. This is one of the major advantages that SAS possesses over R, because R, everyone can write and publish their own statistical package without being further validated. And this is not acceptable in pharma industry, especially for new drug development in human trial. It is risky to use an unvalidated statistical package, as it may lead to bias or completely wrong conclusion that puts the patients in great risk of health safety. So if you're looking to join the pharma industry, this is the best place for you. There will also be a few courses released in the near future about the CDISC standards, which are vastly implemented in new drug devices development and even in non-human trials. Now back to the topic, SAS is also dominant in predictive analytics for retailers and finance institutions such as big banks or insurance companies. One may argue that the major drawback for SAS is that every year the subscriber has to pay a large sum of money to renew the license, and this adds up to the cost. I would not argue with that, but if we look at this problem on another perspective, the companies that use SAS are mostly big companies, and they're willing to pay the license because a strong customer service pays off. So what they're really looking for are more of a strong support and a mature SaaS solution products over the others. If a technical problem is encountered, you can send it to SaaS customer support and ask them for a solution and get responses very fast. They will even send specialists over to give presentations on some topics. I'm not making these things up because they've done this earlier this year in the company I work for. For those of you who are hunting for jobs in big companies, I believe SaaS is the most suitable tool for you. Now, to better prove my reasoning, I found this chart and believes that it explains a lot more. In the overall column is very similar to the one in the previous slide, but looking at the second column, we can easily see that SaaS is used more frequently as a primary tool in a corporate environment than R. And the total share between the two are not so significant in such environment. This is very similar in the consultation environment as well. R is more dominant in academia and NGO environment, as we all know. So after the brief introduction, I hope you find a good reason to learn SAS because it's easy, it's efficient, and it's promising in the job market. So keep up the good work.